What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my rock review. Um, yeah, album I'm about to review tonight, David Bowie's fourth studio album, Hunky Dory, released in 1971 on RCA Records. Um, it's about time I actually review some of his albums and things of that nature. So, yeah, RCA Records, him and Ken Scott produced this album. Like, Ken Scott he actually produced for people from Elton John to Pink Floyd too. Also, singles from this album are Changes, which you hear in the background, Andy Warhol, and Life on Mars. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who David Bowie is, even though some of you guys should know him by now since he died, rest in peace, David Bowie. He was a very influential rock singer, artist, producer, actor from Brixton, London. He was very influenced when he was young. He was very influenced by like rock and roll. Like he was influenced by when I looked up Little Richard, Elvis, things of that nature. So 1962, he formed his first band, Davy Jones and the Ken Keaton Bees. And so yeah, they cut out a few scenes until they just broke up like a month later. So he did a few bands and a few singles later on, and it wasn't until 1967 when he dropped his first solo album, David Bowie. This one, I think, around this time, he changed it to David Bowie because he didn't want to get confused with the Davy Jones from the Monkees. And so David Bowie was released in 1967, and I have not heard the album. I might hear it one day, but if you're expecting like David Bowie from like the 70s, like this album, Ziggy Stardust, Aladdin Sane, you would be sadly disappointed because he kind of went for that more Baroque pop kind of vibe with that album. And so that album really did not go anywhere. And so fast forward to 1969, he toured with this glam rock band called Tyrannosaurus Rex, or T Rex for short. And so he dropped Space Oddity, the album Space Oddity. Now, Space Oddity, the song came out, I think, about 4 or 5 days before Apollo 11 broke out and things of that nature. So, yeah, that was like a huge moment. But and on some other precedent, he calls it. Um, they also call David Bowie in some precedents, but it was re-released in 1972, and they called it Space Oddity because the song Space Oddity, they re-released this whole single, and single was big in like 1972 because that was like the height of his Ziggy Stardust era. But I'm getting way off topic. That's another album I not really heard fully. I heard a couple of joints from it. Pretty psychedelic. It was like a psychedelic kind of rock album. And also that same year, he married his wife Angela. And so yeah, he married Angela. Then in 1970, he dropped "The Man Who Sold the World," which you guys should know that the album and the song, because the song was famously covered by what's Nirvana on the Unplugged album, which is an album I need to get my hands on. I see it in stores all the time. I just get it anytime. Um, yeah, that was a very influential album, like in glam rock and like hard rock because it was just very influential. And many people kind of say that David Bowie found his style with that album. And fast forward to 1971, he worked on this album. Very, very like David Bowie's work in the 70s was very, how can I put it? it was very like out there, like amazing work. I mean, my favorite years from him are 1971 to 1980. Although he had like a very great career, and he did drop a lot of great music after Scary Monsters. It's just those years are very pivotal for me. I like this whole album was just amazing. Art rock, glam rock, whatever you want to call it. I got it. Yeah, this is David Bowie cover. You know, he has like kind of like this. I think like a wig kind of. And then you have the songs and the personnel. The musicians involved are David Bowie. He did like the vocal, guitar, piano, saxes, bass piano. Mick Ronson on guitar, vocal, and the mellotron. Rest in peace, Mick Ronson. Very underrated guitarist in my opinion. Trevor Bolder, bass and trumpet. Woody Woodmansey, drums and brushes. Rick Wakeman, piano, and Ken Scott, ARP synthesizer. And I see he has some of the lyrics on the booklet and another picture of Bowie. Like you guys probably have seen this picture before. All right, this album consists of 11 songs. So let's get this over with. And I do mean that in a good way. All right, the first song of this album, Changes, on one of my favorite songs of all time. I love, love, love this song. It's kind of like a lot of people kind of consider it as one of his signature song because it did basically talks about reinventing himself musically, things of that nature. And every time like people will talk about David Bowie, put that song. They always put that song with them, like associate that song with them. And this, Bowie, he played the sax on this song. Mick Ronson, he arranged the strings. And I forgot to mention Rick Wakeman. He would later on go on to be the keyboardist of Yes, progressive rock band. Um, very very dope progressive rock band of all time. I need to get my hands on the albums. Very dope band. And okay, and I'm getting way off topic. Like Rick Wakeman, one of the best keyboardists ever, in my opinion. One of the best. I mean, the dude just kills it on the keyboards. Like he's right up there with like Keith Emerson, things of that nature. All right, and that's what I said. That's what's that song? Changes. Track number two. Oh, you pretty things. That's a pretty interesting song. It's kind of has a Elton John kind of vibe with it, cause they like the piano. The piano reminds me of some Elton John, a lot of stuff from Elton John, and yeah, it's talking about. From what I looked up, it's talking about the arrival of aliens and how they present to society. And Rick Wakeman, of course, he did a piano line with that. Oh, I forgot. I had to play some songs though.
Wake up, you sleepyhead. Put on some clothes, shake off your bed. Put another love on the fire for me. I made some breakfast and coffee. Look out my window, what do I see? Crack in the sky and a hand reaching down to me. All the nightmares came today.
Yeah,
So they're here.
very interesting song right there. Track number three, eight line poem. That was a pretty alright song. Not one of my favorites though. Track number four, Life on Mars. Love this song.
hooked to the silver screen. Oh, well, maybe it was the wrong guy. Oh, well, wonder if you'll ever know. These are the best of the show.
Probably my favorite song off this album. It was of course, it was a single too. This is a bit. I kind of consider this song, due to the abstract lyrics, I kind of consider it like a precursor to the work he did with the rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the life. How can I say that? The rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Um, which is an album I'm gonna review next. I might review it tonight. I might review it tomorrow. Who knows? Let me see how this day goes. Anyway, the song tells a story about this girl. She gets into an argument with her parents and things of that nature. And so, to clear her mind, she basically go watch the movie. She went to this like movie theater, and the film she was watching, it's like, is their life on Mars? And so, basically, like, it's, I think what Bowie was trying to say, in my opinion, is the media's influence on the girl's like curiosity up to how the world works. That's basically how I see it. And so I love the lyrics. The lyrics are like very, very abstract, things of that nature. Track next song, Kooks.
Will you stay and I love the story? If you stay, you won't be sorry, 'cause we believe in you. Soon you'll grow, so take a chance with a couple of kooks hung up on romancing. Will you stay and I love the story? If you stay, you won't be sorry, 'cause we believe in you. Soon you'll grow, so take a chance with a couple of kooks hung up on romancing.
Kooks, okay. Kooks, very, very good song. Kind of very personal because um, he wrote this song to his newborn son at the time. And so I think while he was writing this song, he was listening to some Neil Young. And so, yeah, and that's how he got the word from that. His son was born. And so that kind of explains why this song has like low key, like a Neil Young kind of vibe. Especially like if you listen to After the Gold Rush, you'll know what I'm talking about. Next song, Quicksand.
I'm closer to the golden dawn, lost in Crowder's uniform of imagery. I'm living in a silent film, portraying Himmler's sacred realm of dream reality. I'm frightened by the total dome, drawing to the ragged pole, and I ain't got the power anymore. No, I ain't got the power anymore.
All right, Quicksand. Again, another amazing, another abstract song where like that acoustic guitar is just ooh. What I got from that song is no matter how much you believe in something or if you believe in something that would work, don't really believe in everything like because things would everyone's gonna die. I guess that's what he says. quicksand. Everything is gonna sink in quicksand one day. Very, very amazing song right there. Next song, Feel Your Heart.
Fill your heart with love today. Don't play the game of time. Things that happened in the past only happened in your mind, only in your mind. Oh, forget your minds and you'll be free. Writings on the wall, free, yeah, and you can know it all if you choose. Just remember, lovers never lose, 'cause they are free of thoughts unpure and of thoughts unkind. Gentleness is the soul, love cleans the mind and makes it free.
Pretty okay song, pretty interesting song right there. Feel Your Heart. Um, I love the horns on this song. It kind of has like that Motownish Stax record vibe going on. What I got from that song, Feel Your Heart, is just I think love yourself and don't worry about like. This is my opinion. What I got. Basically, it's just another way of saying like love yourself with your whole heart. Basically, that's what I got. Next song is Andy Warhol.
It's more whole, actually. Whole. It's whole. As in holes. What? Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol. Like hole. Ah. Biggest standing cinema. Dress my friends up just for show. See them as they really are.
Okay, so if you guys don't know who Andy Warhol is, he is just one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. Very amazing artwork. He actually worked with Velvet Underground like early in their career. Like if you heard that album Velvet Underground and Nico, I think I think he helped produce that album. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not really the biggest Velvet Underground fan, but I love that album a lot. And so, interesting trivia about this song. I think when David Bowie met Andy Warhol around like the early 70s, I'm sorry, I got distracted by something. When he met Andy Warhol back in like the early 70s, he played this song for him, but he didn't, I think Andy Warhol didn't like it and things of that nature for some odd reason. So yeah, but I think also David Bowie, he took a part in the biopic, one of his biopic films though. So shit happens. Check number nine, song for Bob Dylan.
I hear this Robert Zimmerman wrote a song for you about a strange young man called Dylan.
song for Bob Dylan, and like in a way it's kind of like him showing his respect to Bob Dylan. And I've heard some stories. I don't know if it's really true or not. How Bob Dylan did not really like this song either, or he was kind of rude to David Bowie. I don't know if it's true, and I don't want to start no controversy. But and other than that, next song, Queen Bitch.
Oh yeah, I'm up on the 11th floor and I'm watching the cruisers below. It's down on the street and it's trying to wipe the full system flow. Oh, my heart's in the basement, my weekend's at an all-time low. 'Cause she's hoping to stall, so I can't see her letting him go. Walk out of her heart, walk out of her mind.
Okay, Queen Bitch. Um, very dope song right there. He wrote this as a tribute to Velvet Underground, and that's why the song has a Velvet Underground feel to it. But I believe him and Lou Reed was actually close friends too. So very interesting song. Love this song. Um, and last song is the Bowie Brothers.
Now they brought their decision, settled in New Jersey. And the world was asleep to our leads and birds. Sang swirl through the streets like the crust of the sun. The Bowie Brothers. In our wings goodbye, flashing clear across, standing tall in the dark. Oh, when we were young, hanging out with your 12 men, we would seldom turn down.
And that's a fan favorite song right there. The Bowie Brothers. What I got was like he's telling a story about his relationship with his older brother Terry, and I think Terry's like a schizophrenic. Where I looked up, and Terry was one that got Bowie like he got him into like listening to jazz, and so that led to him getting his first saxophone. And very good song right there. Nice way to close out the album. And that's all the songs off this album. My personal opinion, definitely a rock classic. Um, this is where he just found his style in this album, amazing work, production's on point. I like the fact that he kind of did his like he kind of let the world know this that I'm David Bowie. This is my style. Um, yeah, and then he did have his like own tributes too to other people. Love this album. Although he would have released better works, in my opinion, like Ziggy Stardust, Station to Station, Aladdin Sane. Well, technically, I do like this album a little bit more than Aladdin Sane. Like, but this would a lot of people said this actually his best album. I used to think that until I heard Station to Station, which I'm definitely going to review this week. I'm gonna review a lot of albums this week, by the way, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so what else about this album I need to talk about? What else about this album? Good album. Basic ground. It was very groundbreaking for its time. Very groundbreaking. If you're a fan of early '70s rock, classic rock, glam rock, this is the album you need to get. David Bowie, Hunky Dory, 1971. And that's all the time I have. Stay tuned for more stuff. Peace.